my goals are just going to be a little bit bigger now. I'm just going to aim a little higher for next year.
Who is one player you really want to face on the tour?
I'm going to say
Hello everyone, my name is Christian Bassnight and welcome to Christian's Court, where I cover tennis from all angles. And some of you might know from X, IG, or TikTok posts that I was in Austin about a week and a half ago to cover the inaugural Austin 125 WTA event, and there Eva Jovic was the top seed. Jovic had a very successful junior career. She reached the number 2 in the ITF rankings, and she won the girls 18s nationals in 2024, which granted her a main draw wild card into that year's US Open women's draw, where she earned her maiden major and WTA tour level win against world number 42 Magda Linette. Jovic was recently named a nominee for the WTA Newcomer of the Year award in 2025, rising from being ranked 206 at the end of 2024 to now 35th, thanks to a maiden tour title in Guadalajara a couple months ago. Jovic ultimately lost in the semifinals in Austin to Mariana Stakusic, who then lost to Renata Zarazua in the championship. But I had the chance to speak with one of the tour's brightest rising stars after a routine quarterfinal win, where she talked about her meteoric rise, ambitions for 2026, areas she wants to improve on with her game, and much more. Eva, great match today.
Thank you.
Much more drama-free than yesterday, which was a grind.
Yeah.
Looking back on your season's coming to an end, and you started the year, I believe, ranked outside the top 190, and now you're here at world number 35, which is to me astounding. If you could use one word to describe your 2025 season, what would it be and why?
I think it's just been progress. Every week we've been working hard and building to get a little bit better. So I'm glad that it's shown in the results, but I can also just see the improvements in my game, in the little things here and there. So those things add up, and it's nice to see that in the results as well.
That's awesome. Now, you say you've seen little improvements in your game. Can you point to some of those improvements that you noticed?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm moving much better than I was at the beginning of the year. I think I have more shape, more quality behind all my balls. I'm serving a little bit better, and just a little bit better awareness. The mentality is a little bit tougher transitioning from the juniors and the pros. You have to be locked in every point, so I've gotten used to that and embraced it.
Awesome. Now, I also saw after your match you were working on a few slices and then also some drop shots earlier in the tournament. Is that something you've really been cognizant of adding more to your game as you progress throughout your career?
Yeah, exactly. It's really, really important to have that variation, especially if you're not a massive girl, not the biggest serve or anything like that. So you have to be able to throw off the rhythm of some of these bigger hitters, and that's what I'm working on.
Awesome. And you mentioned 2 juniors, and you were a very successful junior, but sometimes, obviously, as we know throughout tennis, sometimes junior success doesn't always translate to the pro success. Why do you feel that you've had more of a seamless transition from the juniors to the pros, you'd say?
I think it's just the mentality and the work day in, day out. I think some juniors, when they have success at that level, they think they've made it, and they get a little too comfortable, and that's the dangerous thing. So I've definitely kept my head down, and I'm always aware that there's so much more work to do. So I think that's helped me to not plateau and get stuck, because as long as you're improving even just a little bit, you're going to get there.
Awesome. And you previously said, I believe earlier in the year, that your goal for the season, I believe, was to crack top 100. Is that correct?
Yes.
Well, you've far exceeded that. Now, of course, cracking top 50 and winning your first WTA title in Guadalajara, a 500 level title at that, which is a pretty big deal. How have things changed for you, you'd say, after winning that title?
I think it's changed a little bit. Obviously, it's nice to have the ranking a little bit higher. You can get in seamlessly to a lot of events now, and I think getting yourself to the point where you're seeded in slams is a big milestone, just to open up the first couple rounds. So my goals are just going to be a little bit bigger now. So that's kind of what that's done. I think the daily work doesn't change, but I'm just going to aim a little higher for next year.
I know players are weary of this question, but do you already have those goals in mind for next season?
I've been working on getting them. I would love to get myself in a seated position for AO. So that's kind of the first one I'm looking at. Yeah, because I'm definitely close to that. A couple more pushes. Definitely getting titles next year. I think it's a lot about trying to win titles at that WTA level, the 250s, the 500, Masters, having some top 10 wins. Right. That's a big one for me next year. So those are the things I have in mind so far, but still some more thinking to do after this tournament during preseason.
Awesome. And last few questions. With your recent success, you've really had, I guess, a lot of hype surrounding you. As we just left the VIP area, a lot of fans were really interested and wanted to take their pictures with you. Are you aware at all about, I guess, the hype? And if so, like, how do you process the increased attention that you've had this past season?
I think that I try not to get super wrapped up in it because, again, it's important to stay grounded and to keep taking care of the things you need to take care of, because those things do add up and they're what help you increase your level. So I've just been trying to stay grounded and not think about it, but obviously it's really nice, and that's kind of why you want to play tennis, for those environments and all that crowd support. So it's been pretty special because that's definitely the moments you want to have.
So last two questions. So this is obviously a 125, and 125s or lower level tournaments obviously are very fundamental in helping players build the confidence, and I believe it's helped you build the confidence to get these bigger wins. I'm curious, what made you want to play at this tournament instead of maybe staying in Asia a little bit longer and playing some of the 250s or maybe even a 500 like in Tokyo over there?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I love Austin. It's such a great place, so I definitely wanted to come here because I knew it was going to be a lot of fun, and I do really love the idea about finishing at a little bit of a lower level because you're able to work on a couple things and train through the tournament a little bit, because maybe the first round isn't going to be as brutal as at a 500 level. So it's nice to be able to finish the year being able to build into the tournament a little bit and get the match count up, because that's what I was doing at the beginning of the year, and that's just kind of how I've progressed through the levels. I like going down in the level and playing a lot of matches.
Awesome. And last question, looking ahead to 2026, who is one player you really want to face on the tour?
I'm going to say Sabalenka.
Sabalenka?
Yeah, number one in the world. I think that would be an unbelievable matchup, and it would be a lot of fun just to see what it's all about and how it feels like to be on the other side of the net of something,
Awesome.
A player like that.
I'll really look forward to seeing that one. I hope it happens. But thank you so much for your time. And
thank you.
Best of luck for the rest of the tournament.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
I want to give a big thanks to Eva and her agent for making this interview happen. She'd practiced for about an hour after her quarterfinal match as well. So I really appreciate her taking the time to talk, and really speaking to her was very eye-opening to me because it showed me why exactly she's had this rise in this past season or so. She's very grounded and also just has a clear hunger and drive for success and to be the very best player that she can possibly be. She also seems to have a pretty solid foundation. Her parents were with her in Texas, which was great. She had that support, but her parents didn't seem to be too overbearing or overly involved in the coaching aspect of things, which I think is great too, as they just let Eva's coaches and the coaching team do their jobs. Jovic turns 18 next month, so she clearly has a very long career ahead of her, and I am very excited to see how this young talent develops and how she does in 2026. But thank you all so much for watching. If you have not yet already, subscribed for more interviews on the way. I have a lot more awesome content I have to give you all, so stay tuned for a video compiling pretty much all those interview clips into like a video news type of story. So that's coming soon. And yeah, thank you again for watching and for your support, and I will see you all next time here on Christian's Court.